It's day 10 of the hush money trial. Here's Trump arriving at court.
Mr. President, how is Michigan and Wisconsin? What should Biden do about the protesters?
What's your plan for Gaza?
Thank you very much. So as you know, late last night we got back from Michigan. We went to Wisconsin and Michigan yesterday. We had tremendous rallies, sold out rallies. They were packed and the enthusiasm's never been better. So that was a great thing. And it was nice to be able to campaign one day without being in this ridiculous show trial, Biden trial, I call it. But it was quite a day yesterday, and many of you were there, and I appreciate your being there. I thought the coverage was very fair. The economy, people are asking me about the economy. It's doing terribly, and interest rates are obviously not going to be able to be reduced prior to the election because inflation is roaring back. Gasoline's way up, other things are way up, and it's roaring back like they are very surprised. I'm not surprised, but they're surprised. I guess they're surprised. That's what they say anyway. So that's on the economy. It looks pretty bleak for interest rates, and I don't think there's any way they can cut them because inflation's inflation, remember, is a country buster. When you have inflation, that breaks countries. I mean, literally breaks countries, and we can't take that chance. So we'll see what they do, but it was sort of announced yesterday they can't do much with the interest rates. They'll have to remain very high, and it's very unfortunate. We had low interest rates, they have high interest rates. That's very unfortunate. When you compare my economy to this economy, not even a contest. We had the greatest economy in history, and now we have sort of a lousy economy, but the problem with the economy is the inflation. And anything you made, you more than gave back. We call it a 50% tax. It's a Biden tax. It's called an inflationary tax. And it's about 50%, and that's what it is, whether you like it or not, and it's too bad. We're down at the trial now, getting ready to spend another day in the courthouse, which is bogus trial that every leading authority on law says should never have been brought, that Alvin Bragg didn't want to bring it until the election happened, and then he brought it. You just do know that this case could have been brought 8 years ago. Could have been brought 8 years ago. Instead, they wait and wait and wait. They know it's not a good case, and now it's turned out to be they've lost they have no case. They have no case. But we have a very conflicted judge, unfortunately, and so you never know. But other than that, there's no case, and it should have never been brought. But if it was going to be brought, it should have been brought 8 years ago. You know, we're talking about 2015, 2016. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And they wait till I announce, and then they start their action, and then they wait till prime time, Super Tuesday. It all started Super Tuesday, the biggest day, which we won every single thing. I mean, Super Tuesday was a big day for me, but that's when it all really came into being. And who starts a case right smack in the middle of somebody's elections? It should be illegal because it's election interference. So we're going to go in right now, and I will comment just quickly on the colleges and universities. It's a shame. I'm so proud of the New York's finest. They're great. They're great people, too. I know so many of them. They're incredible. They did a job at Columbia. And likewise in Los Angeles, they did a really good job at UCLA. It was very much embedded. And just so you understand, this is the radical left. This is a movement from the left, not from the right. The right is not your problem. Despite what law enforcement likes to say, the FBI director said that he worries about the right. Now, don't worry about the right. The right's fine. Worry about the left, because this is a movement from the left. These are radical left lunatics. And they got to be stopped now, because it's going to go on, and it's going to get worse and worse. And, you know, they take over countries, okay? And we're not letting them take over the USA. We're not letting the radical left morons take over this country. You can't let that happen. And the law enforcement and the people at DOJ, instead of going after Donald Trump, they ought to look at what's happening in their own offices, because you're loaded up with radical left people that want this country to fail.
The morning started with a hearing on more of Trump's alleged gag order violations, but Justice Merchan has not yet made a ruling. Judge Merchan and Trump's lawyer Todd Blanche had the following exchange. It was your client who went down to that holding area and stood in front of the press and started to speak. He went to the press. He didn't need to go in that direction. I agree with that, Blanche responded, drawing what the New York Times described as a large laugh in the overflow room. Trump did not appear to enjoy that particular exchange. After his lawyer agreed with the judge, Trump shot around and glared at his own lawyer in disbelief, his mouth hanging open, ABC News reported. He then turned back around to face forward, repeatedly shaking his head. When the trial got underway, we continued to hear testimony from Keith Davidson, Stormy Daniels' former lawyer. It got tense in the courtroom when Davidson clashed with Trump's legal team over what was described as legal games. A recording of a phone call between Michael Cohen and Davidson was played in front of the court. In it, Cohen says Trump hates the fact that we did it, referring to the hush money deal. And then it was time for the next witness, Doug Daus, who works in the High Technology Analysis Unit at the New York County District Attorney's Office. He confirms that he was assigned to analyze 2 iPhones in connection to the Donald Trump trial. He tells the court that Michael Cohen consented to having his 2 phones searched, and Daus extracted all of the data from the devices. It was revealed that Michael Cohen had 39,745 contacts in his phone. I've not seen contacts that many being on a phone, Daus exclaims, and it's his job to analyze cell phones. And there was more than 10 pages of contacts for Donald Trump alone. Here's Trump leaving court.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We had a long day in court as always, but very happy about the way things are going. The fact is that we're looking outside and we're seeing all of the things that are taking place in our economy, with inflation, with the kind of numbers that are being announced. We're seeing all of the crime that's going on outside, and to be sitting in this courtroom over this is just ridiculous. It's election interference at the highest level. Never been done before in our country. And I should be out campaigning right now, and I want to be out campaigning like I was yesterday. We finally had a break, and I was out campaigning yesterday. Very unfair. There's never been anything like this in the history of our country. Never. So we're doing well. The polls are extremely good despite that. The polls are extremely good, the best we've ever had, and it looks like we're doing very well. Any question?
Would you debate RFK Jr.?
RFK, I don't know anything about him. Look, RFK is polling very low. He's not a serious candidate. They say he hurts Biden. I don't know who he hurts. He might hurt me. I don't know. But he has very low numbers, certainly not numbers that he can debate with. And he's got to get his numbers up a lot higher before he's credible. But the numbers that he's taken away, they say will be against Biden. I don't know. I'm not so sure. It could be a little bit against me. But I don't see him as a factor.
Who's your favorite right now?
My favorite for what?
Vice President.
Oh, who's my favorite for vice president? Well, I'll be making that determination sometime prior to the convention.
What do you think about the Keith Davidson testimony?
Well, I'm not allowed to testify. I'm under a gag order, I guess, right? I can't even testify on that. No, we're going to be appealing the gag order. I'd love to answer that question. It's a very easy question, the easiest question so far. But I'm not allowed to testify because this judge, who's totally conflicted, has me under an unconstitutional gag order. Nobody's ever had that before. And we don't like it, and it's not fair. Other people are allowed to do whatever they want to us, and I'm not allowed, as a presidential candidate, the leading candidate, the Republican Party nominee, and the one who's leading Biden by a lot, I'm not allowed to talk. There's never been any abuse like this before. This conflicted judge ought to get out of this case. He should not be having this case. He gives us nothing. It's such a rigged court. So I'm not allowed to testify because of an unconstitutional gag order. We're appealing the gag order, and let's see what happens. Thank you very much.
What did you think of the recording of Michael Cohen?
That's it for Day 10. If you want more updates on this trial, then please subscribe to my channel. Until next time.